leave them at the gas station?
Oh my god, I think we left them at the gas station.
We'll have to turn around.
No kids in the back seats? So my parents are visiting still, and they offered to watch Blythe while we take a little date.
Well, and the dog.
And the dog, which is big. So we are going on a quick little short day trip to Truth or Consequences, and we're going to Riverbend Hot Springs Spa, I think is this called.
You know I like my hot tubbing.
Eric loves hot tubs.
I haven't had a hot tub in like 3 weeks now. Actually, it's only been 2.
Originally, when I planned this route, we were going to stay at Elephant Butte State Park, which is supposed to be a really cool state park, and it's really close to Riverbend. But I knew we weren't going to be able to go to Riverbend once I did some more research, because they only allow small dogs and children 12 and over. So we were going to have to board Creature and take turns, or take turns really with going. So we just kind of ruled that out.
We got a border patrol stop coming up. I forgot about this. They have a border patrol inspection station. It used to be like a way station is what it looks like, but they basically have the highway blocked off, and you got to pull off, and they just say, "Are you a citizen?" You say yes, and they wave you on. But it's kind of a pain in the butt.
We won't say C.
Yeah, C.
So anyway, we're gonna go check this out. Hopefully it's fun.
So we are leaving Riverbend Hot Springs. Definitely a cool place. They've got private tubs and private tubs and like a communal kind of area where there's like 5 or 6 different tubs. It's about, if you go during the off time, which is what, like Monday through Wednesday?
Monday through Thursday.
Thursday.
It's 12 per hour per person for the communal areas, and essentially it's like 15 per person for the private tub.
Yeah.
During that non-peak time, but on weekends it goes up a little bit from there. And
you get an hour in the public area, or you get 50 minutes in the private tub. So
it's really nice and very relaxed. There's an RV park right here, and part of the Riverbend, and then they also have like hotels, like hotel rooms that you can stay in too. So,
but you can't really talk when you're in there.
Yeah, you have to whisper.
So it's like a quiet, relaxing atmosphere in there too. You have to whisper. It's not like Pagosa Springs where it's like a party and you get to have fun. It's like more of a relaxing, spiritual
Eric likes
thing.
the more upbeat places. I like the more mellow, spiritual environment.
Yeah. So you're only allowed to have water by the hot tubs and stuff too. Whereas like Pagosa Springs, like they brought you wine, beer,
alcohol.
Yeah, which was cool.
The other thing is it's like.
But there's no sulfur smell.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's no smell. Like when we went to Pagosa Springs, it was really potent, that sulfur smell.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Here, I don't know what, we got to read up on it, but it's like 30 something different minerals that are in the water. But it's beautiful because it's like the stonework. This place used to be like a youth hostel, actually. But they converted it to this, and it's got these beautiful stone pools all along the Rio Grande. We're here during the winter, but during the summer and the spring and the fall, I bet it's beautiful when you have leaves on the trees.
But it's still 65 degrees today.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. We got lucky with the weather today.
January, yeah.
But we really love this. It was a perfect little date day. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for offering to watch Blythe and Creature so we could do this. now we're gonna try and go find somewhere to eat and have a little
have some food.
little meal. Yeah,
Quiet,
there's no food around
food.
the hot tubs either, so we're hungry.
Yeah, we're really hungry. We skipped lunch today too, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go find something to eat for dinner.
Right.
Hola, ¿qué pasa, cerveza? That's all I know in Spanish. The only important thing is cerveza. If you can learn how to say beer in like 40 different languages, you're set to travel the world.
You're all set.
That's all you need.
Or this country.
So, anywho, this is week 20.
20.
Yeah, that's a lot of weeks. I keep saying 3 months because I can't do math.
He goes,
It's
that's
5
3
months.
months, right? No.
5 months. So probably the next video, I didn't get it all prepared for this, but doing like a gas update and that kind of stuff, and some expenditures to show you how much like RV living costs. I mean, really, realistically, it's not that much cheaper
For
than
us,
living in
where we are from, it's about the same as what we would have spent if we had a
Yeah.
house still.
because Rochester is really cheap. But anywhere else in the country, it's probably
much
a lot
less
cheaper.
expensive, yeah.
Because even in places where we're looking, we're like, wow, like there's nothing here, and houses are still $250,000.
So expensive.
It's like in the middle of nowhere. There's absolutely nothing around besides like these shrub brushes, and a house is $250,000.
Yeah, man, like we sold our, when I tell people who I work with in California that we sold our house for what we sold it for, they're like, I would have bought your house. It's just expensive everywhere else. We, you know, even though taxes are higher in New York, and you know, people do the whole change their domicile state, we looked into it and we're like, for changing my insurance licenses and everything, it's just not, to me right now it's not worth it, even if we do this for a long time, because
It would save us between $2,000 and $3,000 a year to change to like North Dakota or Florida, which is a lot of money. Don't get me
it's
wrong.
a lot of trouble you go through to switch everything, and we have people
Depending
at
on the
home
state,
who
sometimes
handle our mail for us. We don't have to pay for that service.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're off on a tangent. Week 20.
Welcome to week 20.
Week 20 was had like a lot of ups, like exciting moments and just relaxing moments because my parents were still here.
It wasn't really relaxing for me.
For me, not
And not really for you either. 'Cause
I
you work
guess
most of
just
the-
mean like not so busy moments. But anyway, the beginning of the week started fun. Sunday, my parents are still here, so Blythe and I took them to the Basilica of San Albino.
Which is a church.
Second basilica we've been to in Santa Fe. First one we went to was in Santa Fe. This is the other one in New Mexico. There's like 54 in the country. Anyway, so we've been to 2 in New Mexico, but this one, my parents are Catholic, so we took them to the basilica. It was a little bit of a bust for Blythe because we don't go to church, and she thought Anna and Elsa would be there, so she was shouting,
castle?
looking for Anna Elsa the whole time, so that was a little embarrassing. So we did that Sunday, and beautiful church. Really, you can tell it's a really tight-knit community here in Las Cruces, so that was nice. And then we went to Double Ego restaurant for brunch because my mom is really into like the haunted stuff here.
Steve, this is the Maximilian Room in the Double Eagle. It's supposedly haunted.
So that was cool. She went around and tried to take pictures and find orbs.
She's got a dusty camera.
Eric says it's just dust on the lens. But anyway, the restaurant is beautiful. It's a really,
inside the camera, not on the lens necessarily. Inside the
inside.
camera.
So,
you can get dust on the sensor that moves around and create those spots.
But the restaurant it's a historical place. It was like
Shh, don't tell her.
Story is like it was a mansion or home of this wealthy family back in the days, like the 1800s, and the son fell in love with a servant, and the mother found them in bed, and them both. And then she passed away after being in like a asylum of some sort after losing her mind from killing her son. And they apparently all haunt the place. So it's a cool restaurant with delicious food. Terrible service, by the way.
Oh, really?
Service was awful there, but maybe we just caught them in a bad moment. But food was delicious. The setting is amazing. It's just gorgeous in there just to wander around and see the place. So we did that with my parents Sunday while Eric stayed here and did
Just kind of clean the camper, which I showed you in the last video, cleaning the roof, and I just did a quick spit shine on it. I didn't like clean it. I just I cleaned the roof and did a really quick clean on the outside. Nothing.
Give Creature some downtime because she can't really have too much excitement too many days in a row. So that was Sunday. I have some photos of both things we did with my parents. And then Monday, my parents offered to watch Blythe. Well, we had a date.
A date?
A real live date.
Like just the two of us.
Just us.
Not a toddler with us, not a dog with us, not a.
Yeah.
It was just us.
Like we forgot what that felt like.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mom and Dad. And
Which
that
was kind of almost lonely. Like I didn't have anybody kicking the table over, spilling my beer. I didn't have any like dog
we might
begging
have
for
had
food.
like a real conversation.
Yeah, I don't think we still did because we went to a place where we couldn't talk. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll show you that.
Yeah.
But the restaurant, we could actually have a conversation.
Oh yeah, and I
So
got
it was
up and
nice,
walked
and we
around.
brought them home a nice, true New Mexican meal.
And it was Alicante. What it was? What's the thing at BJ's or Costco that I always?
I'm not sure.
It says it means hot.
Caliente.
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 And it was caliente.
Oh, Eric.
Whenever
So,
we went, we used to go to Costco, and on all the where they hand out the little
the
samples.
temperature is hot, and it
Yeah,
says
it says
caliente.
caliente,
He doesn't
like,
mean
on the
spicy,
machine.
He means actually hot, like
and,
caliente.
and I always screw around with people. I walk around and I'm like, oh wow, this is caliente style too. Oh, it's so amazing.
He's goofy. Anyway, so we did that Monday. Tuesday, Eric was so kind to bring my parents back to the airport. They had
At like
some
4 o'clock in the morning.
terrible traffic.
Well, because we went at 4 o'clock in the morning, we didn't leave a ton of extra time.
You should have.
Basically, it's an hour drive to El Paso, which is where they're flying out,
Mm-hmm.
and their flight was at like 6:45. We left a couple minutes after 4.
At 4:30, I watched it on the news. That truck hit the
Yeah.
wall.
Well, and the stupid thing is they had signs up saying road closed. You're going to have to exit, road closed. So I was expecting like the road to close and you would have to get off on an exit. No,
Let you stay on.
no, they just kind of let you go and then get stopped in traffic. It was only for like a half an hour.
It was bad enough to where
But-
they literally just caught their flight.
Yeah, but basically a truck driver, we found out, we thought maybe he fell asleep or something like that. But he blew a tire
And he hit a
and he
median
lost
on a
it
wall.
and he went over a median and then kind of like went sideways and kind of crashed.
They had like a new.
and
They have all this new construction.
went up in
there
flames
in
and
El
everything
Paso,
else,
and he
so-
hit that. They say it didn't interfere
Yeah.
with any of the construction, but also the driver and his passenger did survive.
Yeah, they actually had minimal injuries, they
Yeah.
said too. So
So-
which is good.
But they just caught their flight.
Just caught their flight. And then
They did miss their connecting
and then they
flight,
missed their
though.
connecting flight.
In
They didn't get an
Chicago.
update in Chicago that their gate was changing, so they were just standing there at a gate with
Waiting.
like a bunch of other people.
Probably everyone
Just waiting
missed
there
their
like
flight.
dum 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 dum.
Because you
and
rely
then
on those texts.
They lost.
You
yeah.
do rely on those texts.
Yeah, so
Anyway, they did get home. They made
they
it.
got home.
Thank
They
you
were
so
fine.
much for visiting. Blythe had a blast. We had a blast. But then the rest of the week, we just kind of took it easy. We did hit up that one restaurant because Eric really has been craving chicken wings.
well, there was actually a kid at the playground this week. So Blythe got to
All
play.
week, she hasn't seen many.
And then we had an adult conversation with another
Her
adult,
mom.
which is rare.
Roxanne.
Roxanne was
Thank
that
you,
her name?
Roxanne. I'm sure
So,
you're
and
not
I said,
watching.
it's like, I wish there was some good wings around. Because really where we are, there's nothing. There's a taco truck down the road, and that's
Which
the
it
restaurant
says
in
it's
town.
for sale, so I don't know if it's really
Yeah.
open.
Well, it's open. I've seen, like, stuff going on. But anyways,
Anyway, there's not a lot around here
there's a-
until you get to Hatch or Las Cruces. So
Yeah.
we're kind of in between those two.
but there's a Family Dollar and a taco truck. There's not even a gas station. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So,
But we're closer to stuff than we have been.
yeah, we're only
in
like 20
Mexico
minutes away
Parks.
from things. It's not like we're that far, but right where we are, there's
Yeah.
nothing. But I had mentioned to her, I was like, I'm craving chicken wings, and nobody's got any
She's
like,
like,
really
you
good chicken
can
wings.
get them here. There's a couple places, and
Yeah.
she told us about.
So we went to
The Game.
The Game 2 is where we went. The Game is the other. They've got two restaurants, The Game and The Game 2.
Anyway, it was a cool place, brand new looking restaurant. She said it's a
Yeah.
local place, and the owner has
They
a
had
lot of
gr-
like regulars there. But
And they had green chili chicken wings.
the wings were good.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Got
We
a
got
bunch of
chicken wings and
different
nachos. That's what we got. So,
Anyway,
but it was 50-cent wing night was the only reason why we really went.
Yeah.
It was like we were like, oh, we don't want to go out again because we
'cause
ate out a lot with
a
our
lot
parents.
with my
and
parents, and we're trying not to do that because this.
Yeah, I'm fat.
And this, and we're just.
Hey, there's nothing here. What are you patting at me for?
Sorry, it's just this. Anyway,
This is all muscle,
that was it. Wednesday
hidden
we
by a
did that.
protective layer of fat.
And then we didn't do anything else until today, really.
Yeah, well, during the week I just kind of potty trained, so I just kind of sat there and let
Yeah.
Blythe pee on the floor randomly, and then make it to the potty. And
Today she did really well, though.
yeah, she did
so-
well. She's been doing okay with it. It's just it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
It
she's-
takes her a couple tries in the morning to figure it out. Like, oh, I can't just pee.
Yeah.
So
We're paying her now, though, so maybe that will help. Anyway, we did a little, like, couple walks on the trails around this campground. It's a
yeah, the
beautiful
campground's got
campground.
some hikes and stuff, and it's on the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
which isn't very grande. It should be like the Rio
Well,
Vente, maybe
it's because
20.
they shut the
Not grande, or grande is smaller than Vente.
Grande. It's grande. Anyway, he's getting Starbucks and actual Spanish confused. But someone had told us it's because they shut off the water.
Yeah, this is like the really dry season.
So the
too,
river
and
is
stuff.
just really low because they shut the. What do you call that thing?
Gates?
Dam.
The canal? The dam?
Dam. Because we're at Leesburg Dam State Park. Anyway, so you did a couple walks.
Yeah, we just kind of walked around and went to the playground and
Today
watched her
we
pee on the
went-
floor.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Any fun tips you guys have for potty training? We will take
There's
them.
thousands of them out there. Everybody's giving
We've
us
tried
tips.
them all, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, today we went to the Las Cruces Farm and Craft Market, which is really more
Just craft market.
And if you read reviews online, it's really, they say, little F, big C. It's a lot of crafts, not much vegetables and farm
Well,
stuff.
even farm markets. Like, I don't get excited anymore because farm markets are so
Overpriced
expensive.
fruit and vegetables. But the
Yeah.
crafts are really cool.
I mean,
got
you used
some
to-
cactus earrings.
Yeah,
Thank
cactus
you,
earrings.
Theresa with an H.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
But
made
like
these.
vegetables at farm markets now, I mean, you used to go to farm markets to get like cheap produce, affordable produce, that kind of stuff,
Local,
local. And now you're like kind of hoping to get local, but most of the people there, it's not even local.
Here, I'm sure it's local, but it's just
Well,
not
people
much
had
of it.
cucumbers. They don't
But
grow
the
cucumbers
crafts
here.
were local. Anyways, so, this is a tangent he's on, but basically, it was a really fun area to go to. 7 blocks. On Saturdays, they have them, and it takes up 7 blocks. On Wednesdays, they have the farm market, but it's in the plaza. I guess it's a little smaller, but Saturdays you go and they shut off the street for 7 blocks, and it is just packed. And there's lots of dogs, lots of people, lots of performers, like street performers. It was cool. I enjoyed it.
There was like, did you see like the 6-year-old singing though by herself?
I didn't. I saw a
was
little
kinda
guy,
odd.
a little boy playing alto sax.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
But there was like, I mean, she was probably like 12, but I'm embellishing a little bit. But there was like a
America's
little
Got
girl.
Talent, maybe?
She had like a lamp and singing and stuff, and a
Lot
little
of
tip jar. Yeah.
So it was cool. Food trucks and stuff. So it was really cool. I'm glad we stopped to do that today instead of doing something else. We could bring creature.
We got fresh mini donuts.
Those were good.
Yeah.
So we went to a restaurant.
He had like a little donut thing, and it was like spitting out the donuts into the fryer, and you could see it all. It was kind of neat. They were ridiculously
Yeah.
expensive for what they were.
What did we
but
do?
They were good.
I got a little tie-dye thing for Rain, for my nephew coming.
You got 4 pairs of
I
earrings.
got earrings. They're surgical stainless steel, which is hard to find for the sensitive ones like me.
She's very sensitive in more than one way.
I'm just a sensitive person. And we got, what else we got?
I think that's about it.
We went to the
Oh, I got
restaurant.
baklava.
Oh, Eric got baklava.
There was like a Greek tent set up, and I was like, "Do you have baklava?" And the guy went,
Of course
"Do we
we
have
do.
baklava?"
Of course we did.
Yeah. Which I tried a bite of it. It wasn't like the best I've ever had. It was okay.
Oh,
but,
okay. Well,
yeah.
anyway, it's New Mexico, I don't mention.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we went to the arcade, the Rad Retrocade.
Yeah. Which
Eric
is kind of
really
like bar
didn't get to
food.
play.
Their beer menu was pretty limited for what it was. I was kind of disappointed with their beer menu.
Yeah, they
Because
didn't
it was
have
kind of
any-
like one of those bar arcade kind of things, which they're trying, some places are trying to bring back the whole like retro arcade machines, which I love
It was
because that was
cool.
my child. I grew up with arcades.
It was a huge arcade inside.
And going to arcades like in the mall, like when
Yeah.
they had that stuff before all the riffraff destroyed it for everybody. The riffraff. So, anyways, I love going to places like that because, like, you get to find your favorite games when you're a kid and everything else, and they had them.
Anyway, the
But-
food, the bar menu, the beers and the foods were limited, but it was a cool
Yeah.
place to go.
It was cool,
And
and it
they
had a
let
Back to
creatures
the
sit on
Future
the
theme.
patio.
The menu looked like Back to the Future,
Yeah.
which was kind of, it looked like the what do you call it, the sports almanac from
Yeah.
Back to the Future, and then the menu was all, like I got the
It was like
Doc
Back
Brown,
to the Future theme.
yeah. And they had a Marty McFly on the menu, and all this kind of stuff. But
cool,
there was
though.
nothing about the flux capacitor on the menu.
He's disappointed.
Very
about that.
disappointed about that. Like, you go that far and you don't mention the flux capacitor. That's what made time travel possible.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Scott! Great Scott!
You know?
Yeah, historically speaking, yes.
It is historical.
So that's it. That was the week, and here we are. And tomorrow we move the camper again.
Yeah, which we'll probably put a little bit of that into this video too, of us moving the camper. And tomorrow's a move day.
Yeah.
So we've been here for 2 weeks, and we go somewhere else for another 2 weeks. Another New Mexico State
we
Park.
did something else that happened this week again. We did lose power again.
Yes,
week.
and I
This
found
time-
out my generator isn't working.
Yeah, so we got to deal with that. But this time it was El Paso Electric that we lost power on.
Yeah, it wasn't the
It's like
campground's fault. It was
264
just
people in Radium Springs lost power, which I think is
Yeah.
all of Radium Springs. So anyway, that was a little bit of a pain in the butt because I work. I need power.
It was only out for about an hour. It wasn't out
hour
for very
and
long.
15
but,
minutes, so it was fine. I didn't have to lose any time.
But you still dig out the generator, and you're sitting there.
So that's something we need to deal with. We need to figure out: do we need to buy a new generator, or is the carburetor they're sending us gonna fix it?
Hopefully.
Which we have
We'll
to
see.
wait to get that carburetor till we're in like Texas.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for my parents.
Anyway, so that was a little hiccup we had this week for Eric's ups and downs that he likes to mention.
So this is a generator we went with. I did some research. It got good reviews and everything. It's a Pulsar dual fuel. It's a 2200. I wanted to stay with a smaller one just because this is like 50 pounds. If you go to the 3000, 3500, they're 100 pounds. So they're a lot heavier. And this will run everything. If we don't have anything on, like if I put the fridge on propane, turn off the water heater, all that kind of stuff, I can run the AC on this because I've got the soft start. If I run it on gas, not propane, it won't run on propane. More than likely. I've never tried it on propane, but so anyways, I've actually never run gas through this either. And the reason why I got the dual fuel was because it seemed, the general census anyways, was if you run it with propane and not gas, you don't have to worry about the carburetor getting gummed up. Which could still be true, I don't know. But mine isn't starting. So when I got it, I ran it ran great. You know, I ran it for like 20 minutes on propane, let it kind of work in a little bit, threw it in my truck, ready to go. 3 months later, tried to start it, wouldn't start. Now it's 4 months later, tried to start it, wouldn't start. So I don't know, I called the company. They actually had good customer service. They answered right away. You know, how can I help you? That kind of a deal. And they're sending me a new carb, which is going to my parents' house, obviously, because I can't send it to a state park. You know, and I could have probably sent it to like a Walgreens if it's FedEx or, you know, a post office or something like that and picked it up. But I just had them send it to my parents' house because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take and all that kind of deal. So anyways, so hopefully with the new carb, which it's probably going to be a couple months before I actually even really get a hold of it, we'll see how that is and see if that works. You know, so I got to put the new carburetor on it and try it. And then if that is the fact that it just kind of still does get gummed up with propane, you know, I got to pull it out and run it, you know, every couple weeks or a month or whatever. So the way I carry this is it's all the way in the front of my truck in the bed. So to get to it's kind of a pain in the butt. So that's kind of why, you know, again, I went with propane because I didn't think I had to run it like every month or whatever, kind of like you would have to with a gas. But it is what it is, I guess. So we're going to see if the new carb helps. If you know anything about propane generators, let me know if you do have to run them all the time, like you would with gas. And anything else that you know would be helpful. Because I was sitting there doing this for an hour the other day. I mean, obviously a lot more force than that. Because that wouldn't start it doing this. You know, obviously fully pulling it. So I like killed my shoulder that day and everything. But anywho, I'm happy with the customer service they had and everything else. You know, they said they'd get it right to me and all that. But not mocking Pulsar or anything. But I was just surprised that it wouldn't run. So if you know anything, let me know. Oh, I've got another down.
What?
We almost broke our water pump because we're dumb.
Yes.
That was actually last week, but I didn't mention it,
did
so I thought I'd talk
happen.
about it this week.
Yes.
So what we did, you know, when we travel, we'll turn the pump on here and there and use the fresh water tank, obviously. So I get everything hooked up and everything else, and like sometimes when we first get in, like I gotta pee. Like I got the bladder the size of a walnut or an enlarged prostate or something, I don't know.
I hope
Medical
that's not
history.
it. Jeez.
So anywho, so we pull in, you know, usually we've got to go to the bathroom and stuff before we get hooked up. So we turn the pump on. And so we did that, and then we got hooked up,
I
and
forgot to turn the
we
pump
forgot to turn the pump off. So for like probably 4 hours, we had the pump on and running water, like city water at the same time, which is bad. It actually can do damage to your pump.
Ugh.
Basically, there's a valve in your pump that keeps the water from flowing backwards into your fresh tank when you're on city water.
We didn't
No.
realize we left it on, and we didn't realize that would
Yeah.
happen. And you had said to me, Something's wrong with the.
Well, I noticed underneath, it was
like
actually nighttime.
leaking.
I just saw water pouring out underneath, and I'm like, oh shit, did we blow a line?
Yeah.
And so I look under, it's actually coming from our freshwater overfill.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh, here we go. What's going on? I don't have like the fresh water being filled right now. So then I looked it up online and stuff, and it turns out that that's what it is. That backflow.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
Learn from that.
Because you can like destroy not your pump, but that backflow thing, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. I was a tech teacher,
So I'm
but
sure
I'm not a
we'll
technical
hear
person.
from Uncle
The
Mark and
thingamajig.
Uncle Steve that told you so.
Yeah.
But any of you others that are on here that didn't know that, learn from
Yeah.
us.
So make sure you don't do that, and
Yeah.
basically if you do it and you have that issue,
Mm-hmm.
turn your fresh water off, run your pump for like a day and a half, 2 days,
And it will reset
and
it.
then turn your pump off, and then hopefully, because usually what happens is some type of grit or grime gets stuck in there, and it allows that water to backflow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you run your pump, you can kind of flush it out, and then you can turn off your pump and hook your city water back up, that kind of stuff.
Which
So
we were in luck. It worked.
it did. We
So-
didn't ruin it or anything, but it has a possibility where you have to replace that part in the pump,
That's-
which isn't expensive,
yeah.
but ours is under our bed, so we've
It's
got
hard
to
to get to,
we got to take out a lot of crap and everything else to get there. So,
So the third really quick oops this week, not oops, but ups and downs, is in Arizona and New Mexico, the water quality here is poor. So we have this zero filter, and we've been using that, but I'm like, again, really sensitive, and I can taste when this filter starts to go. Like, I can taste it right away.
Yeah.
A week, this filter is going bad because of all the sediments and all the crap that's in the water here.
like when it comes with a little meter that tells you how many parts per million of crap is in your water.
It lasts a lot longer in the Northeast.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm just saying it does.
In New York, parts per million, the water coming out of the spigot was like 100 and something.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what the hell this means. It's parts per. It's just crud in your
It's
water.
just stuff, whatever
So
it is.
minerals, that kind of stuff. It's not necessarily anything bad. It's just stuff in the
But
water.
New York, Kentucky, Arkansas, it lasted.
Well, when you got to the west, when you test it, it's like 900.
5, 6, 7, 8, 900
Yeah.
before you filter it.
Like here, I think it was 700. When
So
we were in
this-
Arizona, it was 900.
So
So,
this filter's working a lot harder out here, and
Yeah.
it's going bad in like.
and then they last like a week, which sucks.
Because we have a 2-year-old. We need clean water for her. We don't want lead and all that stuff in her water.
Well, and that's why we bought it, because it's the only one that's certified to
Yeah,
keep
it
like
filters
lead
out
out of your
lead.
water.
So anyway, we met an Amway rep today, so thank you. It was ironic, but anyway, he's trying to tell me about some filters, so we might have to get a new
Which
filter.
I'm familiar with, the one I think he was talking
might
about, because
just
Driving and
search
Vibin
and-
had it. It's the one that's got the UV filter and the charcoal, so it kills bacteria and filters
And it
out
hooks
crud,
up
but-
to your faucet. And
Yeah.
anyway,
Like
so
underneath. But that's
any
something we
comments,
gotta wait till
anybody
we
who's
get
actually
home.
watching, any of you other full timers that do watch our channel, any comments you have about that, give us your tidbits on what you use, because we need to switch it up, because we can't be
Yeah.
buying new filters every week.
Well, and also having that big jug of water in the fridge
It's
or
a
on the
pain.
counter.
It
It's
would be
kind of a
nice to
pain,
have it
but-
on the faucet instead.
So I think we're going to go to that, but that's a few $100, and I've
Yeah.
got to wait till we get home because I got to rip apart the sink and everything
Yeah.
else to put it in.
The faucets.
And I think electrical has to be run to it too because it's got the UV thing on there. It either takes
Anyway,
batteries or
thanks,
something. I
Richard,
don't know.
for your suggestion on the
Yeah.
filter. Anybody else who has any tidbits?
So in like 6 months, just get ready for that video.
Well, we're gonna have to buy a temporary solution for right now, like a Brita or something. But
Yeah, just something that doesn't go as quickly.
anyway, sorry for all the tangents, but
Yeah, it's been a slow week, so we're just rambling. That's about it for now.
Yeah.
We'll throw in some video of doing the thing next. Hooking up and traveling and stuff. But
yeah.
some quick tidbits. But
Blythe, Dada's gonna
okay,
put the
Blythe,
TV
we gotta say
away.
night night to the TV.
We're gonna put the TV away.
Can you say night night TV?
No!
No.
No!
The TV's tired. We gotta say night night to the TV. So pretty much on the inside, I take the TV down over here and I tuck it into our bed so it goes to sleep. That's why you saw Blythe flipping out. She doesn't like it when we put the TV to sleep. And then I also take our little washing machine, and it actually fits perfectly right on the other side of the bed here. So I tuck it in that little corner right there, and the rest of the inside is Theresa and I move to the outside. So we're starting to pack up. Teresa's working more on the inside. I did the couple things I do on the inside, which is really just the TV and the washing machine, the heavy stuff. So now I start everything on the outside. I've got some extra stuff to do today. because we didn't really plan ahead, because New Mexico State Parks, the nice thing is checkout isn't until 2 o'clock and check-in isn't until 4. Because we're park hopping like we're doing, we're only going a couple hours. So usually we leave like 12, 1 o'clock. Just give us a little extra time. We get there early, that kind of stuff. So we've got plenty of time, but I do have to pick up the hammock still. Usually that would be taken care of like 2 days ago. I've got to take out a thing of gray tank, or gray water. I already have a little bit in my tank, so I'm just going to empty a little more and take it down. And it'll make it a little quicker later on when we pull up to the dump station. So I've got to do that. I have to insulate my water and do all that, because again, we've been getting around freezing at night, so I insulated it and everything. So we were here for 2 weeks, so it kind of made it worth it. Plug that now. So I've got to do that. I also have water, actually quite a bit of water, in my fresh water tank, so I need to empty out that, which kind of sucks because I've got like probably 20 gallons in there or something like that. So I've got to empty out at least 10 gallons of that. When I'm towing, I like to have my fresh water about just under a third full, really like 5-10 gallons in it. It just adds a little weight to the front. It seems to tow better, so it balances our trailer. If you've watched videos about how to balance a trailer and how they tow, if you have more weight in the back, it's actually gonna tow a lot worse. You're gonna get a lot more sway because it's pulling up on that hitch. And if you have more weight in the front and kind of down just a tiny bit, you just have the weight on the hitch, and it handles better. You don't get as much sway and feel the trailer as much. And I don't like the feeling of a trailer behind me, because it is kind of creepy when you've really never towed that much before. So all right, I'm gonna get started on all that. So I've got everything packed up. The last thing I'm gonna do is unplug the electrical, which I usually kind of wait to do that till the end. But so anyways, we gotta just pack that up. It took us a couple hours. We just kind of relaxed and kind of did it slowly, so we don't have to be out of here until 2, and it's like 11 something now. So we also just went to the playground for a few minutes, let Blythe get a little energy out, some steam out. And we got to stop at the dump station on the way out. Because again, we didn't have full hookup, so we can't do that before. So basically we have to pack everything, go to the dump station, unpack half of the back compartment, and then get that going. So I'm going to do that. And then we are on our way to the next campground.
What are you doing, babe?
Camper's having to wait there.
Okay.
Oh, the camper's got to go right there. I think it's kind of going where it is. Are you helping? Uh-huh.
You want the baby one? Yeah.
I'll use the baby one. Is there a big girl one? Yes.
What's
Yes.
the baby one? So that's over there. Oh.
Are you helping? Daddy's going to level the camper, okay? Can you hold this for Dada? We're going to need this next.
You want to have this?
Okay, I'm going to back up a little more, and I'll pull forward out.
Okay. You are not on them at all. You just went all the way off. Why is your cup so hot?
Because it's in the sun.
It's hot.
It's because I was near it.
Caliente.
Caliente.
Okay. Caliente. Well,
All right, so we're here. We're at our new site for the next 2 weeks. As you can see, we had a little trouble getting set up. The site basically it's like up a hill, and then also the electric and water are kind of on the wrong side. So I still reach without having to like use my extensions or anything like that, and I can still use my heated hose, because it's supposed to get down to about like 32 a few nights, so it's going to be like borderline freezing and that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, we're here. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous here. Kind of reminds me a little of Rockhound, but
yeah, because you're kind of up against the cliffs in the back, and then looking out this way, it's just
mountains all around.
View. So the only thing that does suck though that I just checked out was air maps. We
Oh.
are just inside of the Air Force Base restrictions, so we can't fly
No
the drone.
That's okay.
Yeah, I literally like just inside, which kind of sucks. Like if it was a little tiny like small town airport and we're just on the edge, maybe whatever.
No, we don't break rules.
Okay, yeah, we don't break
As
rules.
in,
Safety police
by
here.
we, I mean Eric. I'm a safety
Yeah.
police. You don't break rules. Anyway, so it's gorgeous here. You know, obviously it's not perfect. No place is perfect, but the bathrooms are a little far away, but they have hot showers, so that's nice because
Yeah.
we don't have full hookups. And what was the other thing? Oh, the dump station is a little
far away, and there's no playground.
no playground. But you can go on some really cool hikes. I talked to the camp host. He said you can go kind of like boulder hopping and go on some cool
Ooh, I
hikes
like that.
with Blythe.
Sounds like I'm gonna get in trouble.
You are definitely need to put her helmet on. Also, for creature's sake, the good positive is the roads are paved, which means less rocky walks for her. So maybe she'll get a little bit more exercise.
Yeah,
in,
hopefully.
which means we might too. So it's cool. We're excited to be here. Just gonna check out some cool stuff. Might give White Sands a second try with wax.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're gonna try that. We're gonna probably go to White Sands a couple times. I think during the week I might go.
yeah, so stay tuned for the next couple weeks to see what we
Yeah.
have in store.
In store? Well,
We
we're not
don't-
really a store. We're
Well,
not
we
a
don't really
marketplace.
know yet. We don't have like a whole lot planned. We only have a few things
Yeah.
in store so far. So
Yeah, there's a couple things to check out here though, so we're gonna go check them out. And there's a lot of hikes right from here, so hopefully, if Blythe cooperates, we'll do some during the day.
yeah,
But-
that's a big hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway,
Anyways,
thanks for watching.
yeah.
Bye, guys.
Make sure to you're jumping the bye
Oh,
guys.
sorry.
We got to do the YouTube stuff,
Oh.
like subscribe, all that kind of
It's
deal.
just that there's all
know,
these little no
comments.
around, and I
You gotta
itchy,
do
and
comments.
my hands are full, so I can't itch. It's hard.
All right, guys, we will see you next time.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue.
Bye, guys.
That's it.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna stand here and wait till you give me a good bye, guys.
I'm gonna
Like,
go check on the baby.
no, so I'm gonna stand here forever.
Bye, guys.